our relationship, with Saudi Arabia is one that we shouldn't be involved in. The United States has supported this vicious regime on the Arabian Peninsula since the end of World War I. And we have provided the Saudis who have endless mountains of cash because the world buys oil as we commit suicide globally from these people. We have sold them. The United States has sold the Saudis billions upon billions upon billions of dollars worth of weapons of death and destruction. And for the past couple of years, the Saudis have been using this against the people of Yemen, which is on the, I guess it would be the southern corner of the Arabian Peninsula. The people of Yemen and the Revolutionary Party there, who does not want to be dominated by the Saudi regime. Now, frankly and honestly, I am not sure if the rebels in Yemen would be any better as the leaders of their little country than what the Saudis have done. I don't know. I don't know their adherence to Islam, which is another bloody religion, just like Christianity. Not as bad as Christianity in the amount of blood shed. But the Saudis have no mercy whatsoever. Look what they did to Khashoggi. Hey, come on over for a cup of tea and let's talk. And then they kill him and dismember him. I mean, come on. And then Joe Biden. I sometimes think, and I'm afraid of thinking this way because it almost aligns me with the Christian terrorists in this country. But when Biden went to Saudi Arabia, first of all, it's like, what are you doing? And when he does this little fist bump bullshit with the murderer there, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And over the past few days, of course, the Saudis made it very clear. United States, fuck you. Fuck you. We're going to work with Russia. We're going to work with the OPEC nations. We are going to reduce the amount of oil being produced, not because all of a sudden we're conscious of how carbon is destroying life on this planet. No. We want the money. And America, fuck you. Just remember, folks, of the 19 bombers that came to this country to destroy the Twin Towers and kill 3,000 people, 15 of them were Saudis, as was Osama bin Laden. What are we doing? So after the attack on the World Trade Center, we decide to go bomb Afghanistan? Well, the reason for that is very obvious. Oh, I know what we were told. Well, that's where the training camps are. Fuck the training camps. Maybe there should have been an attack. I mean, as long as I'm thinking this way, what the hell? The falcon does not hear the falconer. Okay. Maybe there should have been a massive attack on Riyadh and other places in Saudi Arabia. But of course, that wouldn't happen because Saudi Arabia contains the two holiest sites in Islam, Mecca and Medina. Oh, no. And ostensibly, the reason Osama bin Laden ordered the hit on the United States was because we had troops on Saudi soil, a defiling of the holy sites in that country. You see, and all of this ties back into this religious bullshit. And that's why it was so appropriate to me that Yates was using religious symbol, the most widely recognized religious symbol, a birth in Bethlehem. What beast, slouches toward Bethlehem to be born. I mean, really, what beast? In a statement yesterday, the Senate Foreign Relations Committee Chairman, Robert Menendez, and he doesn't make these decisions, but he called for the freezing of all U.S. cooperation with Saudi Arabia. Now, Menendez didn't suggest that because of the slaughter of innocent people in Yemen. But Menendez suggested that because, whoops, gas prices are going to go up again at the pump, and they're really going to go up because the oil companies just love it when OPEC says, hey, we're going to cut back on production. Woo, more profit for us. In his statement, Senator Menendez specifically called for cutting off all arms sales and security cooperations. This is something we've been doing with the with the Saudis for 70 years. 70 years. Why? Because they're friendly with Israel? Why? Because the conservative Muslims get along with Christian terrorists in this country? No, because of oil. That's why. We had to have the pipeline open, literally, so we could continue to kill the planet. Menendez vowed he, quote, will not greenlight any cooperation with Riyadh until the kingdom reassesses its position with respect to the war in Ukraine. Enough is enough. Well, okay, Senator Menendez, nice try, and you will fool some of the people some of the time and all the people some of the time, but you ain't going to fool me or the people who listen to this podcast. I'm sure, Senator Menendez, you care about the people of Ukraine, but that's not what's motivating you. What's motivating you is the fact that the OPEC countries have said, hey, we're going to cut back oil production. And the Saudis, I think, specifically said, yeah, how about 2 million barrels a day? God. Well, and this Saudi, Russian-led 2 million barrel a day cut in production to help prop up or increase oil prices. That's part of what's allowing the dictator of Russia to keep paying for his 8-month invasion of Ukraine. And these cuts in production will also hurt, if not completely destroy, the efforts by the United States to make the war unsustainable financially for Russia. And the cuts threaten a global economy that's already in chaos because of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And of course, then on the issue that really concerns elected Democrats in this country is the fact that the spike in oil prices, which means a tremendous spike in gasoline prices, although the two should not even be connected, but that's how the oil industry works in this country. American public, fuck them. Grab what you can. What are they going to do? Stop driving their cars? Ho, ho, ho. So the big issue to the Democrats is the fact that the price of gasoline is going to spike again. Now, the announcement by Menendez yesterday, it is in line with a growing number of Democrats, not Christian terrorists. Remember the Christian terrorists in this country who try to disguise themselves and claim they're still Republicans, which they're not. But the Christian terrorists in this country are all in favor of this kind of chaos. The Christian terrorists, assholes on media in this country, like Tucker Carlson, the rest of these slime, they love Russia. And the ones who love Saudi Arabia because they see within this chaos in the Middle East, the territory of Abraham and Sarah, right? And the Jews and the Christians and the Muslims. The Christian terrorists in this country are just salivating that something will trigger nuclear Armageddon. And then their fucked up version of a Messiah is all of a sudden going to appear where? Oh, that's right. Slouching towards Jerusalem to be born again. Man. So Menendez and a bunch of Democrats in this country now, elected Democrats, are calling for stopping what are billions of dollars per year in sales of weaponry and death and destruction to the Saudis. And where are the Saudis using this shit? In Yemen. Now, the Democrats, the elected Democrats here in the United States, and this is why so many of these elected Democrats just make me want to scream. But the Democrats are accusing Mohammed bin Salman, this prick who is, what is he? He's not even 30 years old, is he? The kingdom's de facto ruler. They're accusing him of giving the middle finger to the Saudi side of a bargain that has gone on for decades between the United States military and the defense industry in this country, providing we just have to laugh and hoot and holler. I do anyway. It's a real knee slapper. We're providing security for Saudi Arabia against whom? Iran? Another country that is convulsing right now? Is that the idea? The Iranians are Shia and the Saudis are Sunni. And therein hangs the tail for damn sure. Is that who we're protecting Saudi Arabia? We're providing security? From who? From what? And in return for that, you see, these Muslim terrorists, the Saudis, provided world markets with this unending flow of oil to further accelerate the destruction of life on this planet. This is madness. This is madness. Or as Yates put it, things fall apart, the center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.